on tricks at level 25. We'll see if he gets there, though.
That was unfortunate. So the scan pinged red and it stayed red for a while, and then that was just them passing through the area. So Ramses thought that he was safe, but very quickly realized that was not the case. And that's going to be Roche respawning right as they take down the Brew.
I mean, he does have buyout, and they do have split. We'll see how much EG want to try to invest in stopping this. I think it's quite hard, to be honest. Like, their heroes aren't even in position to do it. This is just Navi's Aegis. It's going to be T's as well. Curious if they go to the Pasha or if they go to the Viper. I don't think it's going to go to the Viper, okay.
Those little rascals.
But yeah, this is still Navi's time. They have a pretty significant lead. They have the Aegis. They still have to be wary of the RP. Abed, in my opinion, has been playing this very well, like not being afraid to RP the single heroes to make sure that, you know, they can stay out on the map. It's one of the most important parts when you're behind, is having a way to get picks, because those picks keep you from getting sieged, and the more you can do that, the more time you get. And right now, Arteezy needs time. He needs his next item. You know, ideally he gets 25. He'll have his Blink Strike cast range pretty soon, which is a really, really nice talent for him. Almost doubles the cast range of the ability. But yeah, EG are still under the gun here. They need a lot to happen in order for them to make a comeback here.
See if they can make it happen. That's Navi ready to run down another lane. Stealing that outpost away while they do it. EG up on the high ground. It's really hard to fight into this. I mean, the E-Blade feels like it's going to be good for ET when you can get towards it, but you can see that Arteezy just heading off on the other side of the map, wants to farm up, get that Aghanim Scepter done, and then maybe they're going to be in a position where they can take a fight.
Radiant just fortified their structures.
Are they going to go for it now? Getting ready to jump inside somebody. Abed could be there for the Blink initiation, has the Bloodthorn done, but right now it's only Crystallized that's showing. Asha behind him now. Still off in the trees, disrupted. They're not going to be able to find that one catch with the Stomp. They lose the Helm of the Dominator creep. Walking up to high ground, seeing if they can find an opening. They have a ward. They get the vision. Throwing out the tree to try and spot something. Crystallized is already there. He's able to get the split off. Pull back onto one. It's not good enough as of yet from EG. Crystallized is kind of out of position here, and we'll see if Arteezy can blow him up. Trying to take him down, but the silence is already out. Gonna get the jump inside of Crit, but now Tricks in the trade, not really doing that much damage. Crystallized able to get the pushback, trying to kill him off, but Arteezy is not doing nearly enough damage. Abed pulls back in one. They get 2 killed off. This is kind of looking okay, but they don't have the Ricky for the rest of this fight. Magical is going to be slept, but Crystallized now going to lay into Ramsey. Zayat stuck up on the hill, but is going to get the toss back in, and they burn through the Aegis, but they lose 2 cores for 70 seconds.
I mean, honestly, that was about as good as you could have asked for if you're EG. He's even going to force some heroes to rotate. Abed was in the mid lane trying to do some creep petting. If they kill this wave, this draw was kind of fun for the time being.
Silence?
Radiant's top
Yo, you can't keep chasing this. Okay. He might have overextended it.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate there. They also find Fly, toss up, trying to keep Abed alive, but it is not going to be enough. 11,000 net worth lead now for Navi as Fly. Ooh, lucky miss there, but on the outside finds him and claims his prize. 36 minutes in, they're going to break high ground, and Navi came to play in game number 2. They're looking good.
That was such a big misplay there from EG. All they had to do was kill the creep wave. Like, they didn't have to. I mean, sure, it's really nice, the idea of going for the drow kill, but there's no way you had time to get that kill. Like, they were in the mid lane, you TP'd away from them. Like, Abed TP'd away from them himself. He knew where they were, and he still tried to chase. It's kind of weird. Crit, though, creating some space.
I was kind of curious if they didn't just go to take down the tower, but I guess with the buyback, they're a little too concerned about getting out of there.
Well, they got the racks that they came for. There's a tier 2 mid. It's pretty unlikely that they would have been able to get the second set of racks, but yeah, Crit played that very well. Still just kind of chilling, walking around. Did they see each other? I don't know if he saw. Oh, he did see Pasha. Of course, they own that outpost. Of course, they saw. Yeah, nicely done there from Crit. That's what I thought that Abed was going to do when he TP'd top. I thought he was just going to kill the wave because it was right in front of his base, and it would have, put the back door almost, would have triggered it soon.
Right.
And then they might not have been able to just push that high ground, but he just went freaking red eyes and just chased the drow.
It's like, I will take you down.
Yeah.
My pain. It's looking quite good for Navi in this game number 2. And I think a lot of what set this up is just that opening, the change of pace of Disruptor Tiny and being able to do so much more on the map, as opposed to what they had last time, which was what, Warlock. Who's the other hero that they had? Somebody else.
It was Rubik.
Yeah, Warlock.
They had Rubik Warlock. Okay, if I'm gonna be honest with you, like real talk for a second, if I see that support combo in my pubs, I am already asleep at my keyboard. I'm just like, I'm ready for the next game. I don't like playing with heroes that can't play the game.
Yeah.
Like that's my one of my biggest pet peeves is 2 supports that can't make plays.
Oh no. Oh, crit, run away. Get out of there. They get the Yule Scepter lift up. And the sad pit has caught him as he is going to be pummeled and killed, trying to make whatever space they possibly can. But now they catch another Ramses. They force the BKB on him, but he does not go down. Static Storm was also used there.
Getting out.
Yeah, they have
it's
a
gonna
glimpse.
split
Okay. Maybe looking for a kickoff with Arteezy nearby.
I don't know really what comes with this. I can't see this ending well for EG.
This does not look good at all. They tossed him back in. Oh no, not again. The man goes down. No chance to cast a spell. No BKB on the Ricky. And Fly is afterwards going to be pummeled. And it's getting to the point where we might see those 2 magical words pretty quickly as the glimpse pulls back the Brewmaster. They're going to beat into the big beefy boy and kill him off as well. Another one bites the dust. So they're going to force out another buyback here. And just...
It's got a duty. Here comes the 5-man RP. Get ready, Lyrical. It's going to happen.
See if they can do it. They're trying. Atos, Asha, tempting fate, daring anybody to go on me. It's not going to happen.
This game, it wasn't really that it got out of hand super quickly. It was more just that Navi were slowly getting further and further ahead like the entire game.
Yeah.
And I think the Underlord picked the absolute work this time around. Like, Pasha played a great game. I think his itemization was perfect. His Atos straight up killed the EG like 5 times.
Another round of it. The 2-person Pit of Malice tossed back in. Another round, why don't you? Although they get the BKB out from Abed, trying to escape. Arteezy jumps back in. No, he jumped in and got rooted. Oh, in some trouble. Tries to jump away again. He's playing topsy-turvy. His magical got a little bit juked there. They have another round of Avalanche lift toss. And there's a lot of running, but not a lot of right-clicking coming in. As Navi have gotten everything that they could have wanted. They're going to push in for this tier 2 mid, try and finish this game off.
Yeah, this is,
Radiant's middle tower.
let's say it's not looking great for EG.
Look at how much damage Pasha has. This guy's a monster.
Yeah, this is what it feels like to play a late pick Underlord. It's very, very satisfying, Because all you really have to do is exist. You cast your pit or whatever on the core heroes, you use your Atos, maybe Lotus something. It's not really like super high skill gameplay, but man, is it super effective.
Radiant's middle tower.
Not a whole lot to stop it at this point. They just drop down the pit on top of them. And even though the Ricky's not in the game, certainly I could feel a blink strike onto that one. So tier 3 tower looking to fall in this bottom lane. EG waiting on a hope and a prayer, but 50 seconds without Arteezy means even if they find that perfect RP as the pickets laid down, no chance for a skewer away. They do skewer in instead. RP only onto 1, and then he gets 4 staff to try and keep him alive. They will bring down that disruptor, but it's the most pyrrhic of victories as Navi are just dismantling this evil geniuses team that were so dominant in game number 1, but they came up with the answer just via Coach Mag, a little bit of talk amongst themselves, and they're going to be going into game number 3 here in this first best of 3 Group D.
Yeah, it was a really nice draft from Navi. We spoke about it at the pick screen. I was much happier with the heroes they picked this time around in the first game. And if they can play like this, why don't they just do it every game? Just pick the heroes that push buttons and they own. Like that's what happened this game. They picked some heroes that could cast spells and get kills, and they crushed it. It was a very impressive performance. Their movement was good. The double play where they like picked off top, big mid, killed Arteezy, stuff like that. Like there's so many things that you just can't do if you don't have this like roaming tiny and disruptor stuff. So I'm a really big fan of what Navi did this game. And for EG, I don't think it was a draft loss or anything like that, but I do find it a bit odd that Ramsey has opted to go for the Dominator. Like it's nice for map pressure and stuff. You get the creep, you can run at heroes, you know, whatever. But if you look at Navi's lineup, what makes you think that as a melee hero you're going to get to walk anywhere? Like it's a Viper, Pit of Malice, Kinetic Field, Gust, Slows, Stun and a Toss. How are you gonna walk into a fight? Like how are you ever just gonna casually walk up and say 3 of me without being murdered? That's all I'm gonna say.
TNC Predators turn to pick.
All right, guys. Ember's still in the pool. So if TNC don't ban it, Nigma will pick it. I think at this point, it's just a sign of strength. It's like, until people ban our Ember and OD, we will play them every game.
Yeah. I got no issues with the Ember, depending on what TNC grab right here.
Oh, Dire Team ban!
And of course, Nigma will have the final pick. So there's the Huskar.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Okay.
Talked about him, I think, a little bit during Game 1's draft, but very excited to see him. He finally feels like a real hero. We mentioned this on the podcast that for so long, Huskar felt too one-dimensional and almost like undying level too early game. And now you can scale a little bit. You're jumping around, you're knocking people back, and you can just play like a nice, aggressive,
5 seconds left now.
mid-tempo kind of core.
Yeah, he's in this like weird spot now too, where like we had a couple games in the minor where he wasn't doing that hot, and then the one iconic one that people have found a very good reason to complain that he was really far behind, and then he just filled his inventory with neutral items, and you're like, oh, well, suddenly even though you shut this guy down in lane, just because of the way his spells work, this hero's still incredibly strong with like those items that he's supposed to only get if he had a good lane, and so it got kind of awkward and despite not really having an amazing performance to start. So we'll see if Team can abuse that same idea here. We'll remove the Earthshaker here, trying to make sure there's no solid initiation here from TNC. That is definitely looking like a lacking presence for them at the moment. It's really a Huskar jump.
Can they fit in a puck here? I feel like they need a Dream Coil-esque.
Yeah, Tim's gonna play it. They could do a 4 puck with the KP ABBA.
Be a little unconventional or what have you, but
no, I mean there's no catch right from Nigma. The only thing they have is Avatos, and if you ever do that, then you have the phase shift. You can just like get out in the middle of the avalanche.
I also like having 2 forms of AoE silence, Gust and Rift. Make the Omni Knight and Shen's life just a little more annoying.
Guys, do we ban the Ember? They're having the discussion. It's like, okay, well, if they pick Ember, then we're just going to lane the Huskar versus the Ember, and so then what? Okay, so then what are we going to pick instead? No, okay, we're going to ban the Ember, guys. We did it.
Venom.
And we're going to get that Venomancer, so it comes out, and then we're going to get a Wind Ranger, and let's play some Dota 2. All right.
Textbook Dota.
Yep. Well, I like the Venom for all the reasons listed before.
Yeah, you kind of sniped that. Venom with Huskar, you've got a lot of damage over time. The dots are nasty.
To pick your hero.
Now, this still doesn't solve the one problem we listed of the initiation. So what it does do, though, is that you plant. Much like the bananas, you plant when taunting. You plant wards and you march. Much like March will march them as their leader towards objectives, and you initiate on buildings. And you say, come fight us. Currently, Enigma, their initiation's also not that incredible. Last time they had the Ember to really give GH a lot of breathing room and create good options for Weehaw.
Right,
so I thought they wanted something with better stuns to maybe do some shenanigans with like a Miracle OD. But they will instead get Miracle his own hero, and that will be the Slark. So potential Silver Edge buyer theoretically versus the Huskar if things get out of control, but could also just do a standard Slark build and be pretty happy here, I think.
Yeah, we talked about Slark having some counters, and when you can 10th pick him, those fears melt away.
All right, so if I am TNC, they did have to, because of they did have the Venomancer, that means they have to go to that whole situation we discussed at the beginning with the Tim's Vengeful Spirit and march on the Ava. What is the bad lane matchup? Is there really any? The Omni Knight 1v1 versus the Veno.
Was that?
Might end up happening here. That seems kind of okay for both.
I would think I'd rather be the Veno in that matchup.
The way that KP plays it, probably, because he just wants to get his bots and be this constant split pushing threat across the map. It might be a hard game to play that, though. That might be partially why they went for this Slark pick, too, is that they know that KP really likes to play solo on this strategy. And so if you initiate on him, as long as you don't like burn your pounce right away, what does he do? Even if he casts all his damage spells on you, you should be able to kill him first. And if you try, you just have your pounce held.
Your future is grim. costly. Nothing
So I
touches
was
the
adjusting
heart
a
like my
couple stream
dinner.
settings there, but so sorry if you mentioned this. How does Huskar fare against Slark? I always thought Huskar was favorable, at least for a pretty decent chunk of the game when you're trying to team fight.
I would say not that well, just because the way that Huskar wants to play, he wants his target and he wants to stick on them, right? And then Slark can always just hit the button of, okay, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Either by pouncing away or by just straight up shadow dancing. That's really the problem.
Yeah, I guess my head's just at tempo matchups where Huskar can play fast when Slark historically has wanted to, sit back, farm that Shadow Blade. I guess that build is kind of fallen by the wayside now, and Diffusal or Drums something first makes a lot more sense. But...
Yeah, it's I mean, there's still some issues, right? Because you can't dispel the Burning Spear stack, so that's something, right? Slark can't he can't like decide to fight based off of that. He just uses mobility or his invisibility instead. Invisibility being the ultimate in that case, but let's see. Any wards can get scouted out this time? Doesn't look like it. Just very stable wards here. I think Nigma used the same ward on the dire side. All 3 games now. As we move into, we haven't really talked about this, but this is the 3rd game in a row where the teams will both be on their respective sides here. Enigma on the Dire and TNC on the Radiant.
Oh yeah,
kind of interesting.
You're right.
Yeah. Actually, didn't even check what they chose before. It looks like oh, I didn't get to see the little thingy. Now that it's built into the client, it'd be nice if it showed up in the on our screen.
Oh yeah, a little historical drop down, a little tab or something.
Yeah, but
that'd be sweet.
So this time TNC making it well known that they're going to be playing these heroes up top. They're not hiding behind or anything. So March begins his initiation on the boundary, and GH is going to try and make the toss play while we have a fight in the river. GH unsuccessful on his toss attempt.
Goes to March indeed. Tim's getting chased down. He grabbed the one in the river also, but he'll live.
Forced to take the essence early as Slark. You can't really go for the pounce unless it's like super guaranteed. So he'll just get 3 stacks to enjoy for a brief moment.
All right, try up top. So it will be OD Huskar mid, which means bottom lane we will have Omni Knight starting up against a solo Drowned Ranger.
Yeah, we'll see how this gets shifted off. Of course, the same thing again. KP in the Radiant off lane, helped out by both supports right away, and it looks like they just try and burn a ton of HP every time. Then they kind of analyze the situation, say, okay, has anyone moved? Okay, well, then we'll just do it again, because they're going to wait for you to make the rotation out here. They're happy with the Drow versus Omni.
Yeah. And TNC also have the advantage in this 3v3 up here. Chen, okay in these tri-lane matchups, but probably not the dream. Veno, incredible, just with that poison over time, mitigate the regen. Very annoying hero in these stages.
Yeah, and it's just a direct counter to the Chen, that Divine Favor buff. So very helpful, and well, it will be the Radiant who blink first. Tims will make his way down here. Now the hard camp has been blocked off here, so Tims is gonna peek out. Oh, it's blocked. Well, shoot. Now my whole rotation was pointless, and I need a sentry step down here right away because now my control is going to get 3 more waves, guaranteed here by the looks of it. And that's why they're trying to double deny this back here, but that's not going to work. So now Tim's... Oh, man, that's a painful rotation. Now he just hasn't done anything.
So what's the play? He's going to taunt.
He's going to stack the small camp. Then pull that next time, but that third wave, as we said, is now coming in here, and it's going to be in a good spot for mind control. Meanwhile, how has his absence impacted the top lane? Not too much. The wave is coming after Miracle here, as March went and grabbed the wave. So in the 2v3, they're trying to not fight.
They do find the leash, though. Toss back onto KP. Venolanther in trouble. That's a strike for Miracle.
Yeah, Curl with the Purge creep. Gets at him again for the double. Beautiful play there.
Ouch. Amazing for Miracle.
That is actually a really nice creep to have when they're trying to manipulate the creep wave like that. Just being able to stop them from being able to commit to those shenanigans with the big slow.
Not only did Sark get those kills, but he is dominating CS right now. 15-5 compared to the 8-6 Drought Ranger on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they kind of missed their big payoff here of the big Veno pull with the Abba, right? Because both of them died while that whole creep wave gets pulled over here. So now things are just really awkward. And they dive it again. Just need that toss back. And the Purge creep, yeah, he's there.
GH with the rotations. Easy pounce for the Slark. Leash is there. March on the run, but the slow's just overwhelming. It only takes a level 2 creep. It's a 5-second duration Purge.
Their structures.
Yeah, they got issues. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, issues a little bit for Armel. Getting a bit spicy there as Weehaw is going in. Oh, yeah. I believe he's quite dead, sir. Takes a little bit too much damage there, but easy grab.
Gets in to make it an easy kill. Nice movements.
Big a 4-0 start.
So for TNC, this is brutal. Huskar, not the hero that wants to be dying at 4 minutes by any stretch of the imagination. Drow off to a little bit of a slow start. And this off lane, not great for TNC. So this is, I don't want to say 3 lanes lost, but certainly
I would
3
say
lanes won.
Bottom's okay. Like, the Omni's forced to pull. He's being harassed by the Venge. He actually just had to give his GH. And GH is also sitting under that same ward that spotted him when he was playing on the Earthshaker too. So this ward's been really good for shutting down the way that GH likes to play and pressuring this mid lane.
And it'll get better for the Drow as she levels up. More damage, easier to last hit, and just a little bit less.
Oh, another leash up to
KP. Yeah, they're going to dive this and find another easy one. That Satyr Banisher is the hero. GH now with the toss.
Oh, Dyer's carrier just got killed.
Gets March out of there.
Where did Miracle's courier die?
Not sure.
Must have been a couple plague wards. Yeah, there were 2 plague wards right in the way.
Okay.
That's rough.
I'll take that.
They're gonna get at least 2 bounties top, I think. Oh no, March is coming through. Oh no!
Stun.
Oh, that is die.
Very nice. Still only a level 2 Ava. There's the shield. Toss to the creep. Trying to get the body blocks. March running into no man's land.
It's probably out of mana, yeah. That is one thing about the Banisher that got nerfed a while back. So you don't have that many casts of the spell anymore, but
yeah,
Kuro made the most of it.
Basically unlimited, so...
Yeah. It was a little broken.
I think we're in a much better spot with it. You can send them back to the well, though, right? It's probably not worth it, but you could in theory.
Yeah, theoretically.
Just
run him home,
I guess. Go, little guy. That whole time, Mind Control did a nice pull all the way back to his tier 3. So he's gotten level 4. Not really stopping the Drow from farming, but still being a little bit disruptive, making sure he gets something. Playing it as well as he can.
Miracle forced to TP home there. But it's a Chen, so of course that's completely fine. And back he comes.
Toss, double damage on Weehaw this time. Trying to body block March. There's the Aphotic Shield. Miss.
Man, that's going to be a 5th assist for GH.
Dyer's top tower's under attack.
Very nice.
He is making life so good for his teammates right now. Part of 5 of the 6 kills, and he's not going anywhere. He's just going to run at our mill.
Tim's
The Avalanche is back.
There was a second courier there. Double damage. Rune still has a decent duration. Scary to trade with, and Armel gets burned. Nice Sanity's eclipsed. Weehaw ends up with a double kill. Oh no, 7-0. The gold lead isn't that big, but Nigma are in control here, Trent.
Yeah, they're having a good one here. That was a 938 damage very quickly. Onto that Huskar from the OD. 7-0. I mean, the net worth is still even, so nothing too crazy. I'm going to assume that the XP is quite different. If I pop that open, though, and indeed it is. It's about a 1K lead.
Mind control. Face down, moves into the trees. Tim's just can't quite get there in time. Close call, though.
This is going to be be kind of similar to game 1, where TNC really want that good fight around like 10 to 15 minutes. That'll be sort of their peak timing, trying to fight before the Diffusal Blade on the Slark, before the Aghanim Scepter on the OD comes out, and these heroes, like, you've already got the double Wraith Band for Gabby now. He wants a couple neutral items. Huskar gets a Poor Man's Shield. That's a great one to get. Is he stopping at 2 bracers? He is. Only going to go for the 2 bracers.
Yeah, once the armlet.
A bit of a rougher start. I mean, 3 bracers can be a bit of a tough commitment with in case you get like really good neutral items.
And I think the armlet just enables this hero so much. I have trouble arguing against trying to prioritize it.
Man, Kuro is a loyal guy, you see. He still has that Banisher. Said, dude, I'll just wait. You just regen. Oh, he's done here too. He's softening up his mud golem.
He's got the harpy now.
Radiant just fortified their structures. You know what I'm talking about?
I want to see the Kuro big brain play where he like weakens the golem and then denies it after casting the spell.
Ah, I see.
That's huge.
It's your
5 head.
Dyer's bottom tower's under attack.
Pushed off by Gabby. No denial attempt. You know, speaking of Chen creeps that have gotten the mana nerf, the harpy, 50 mana on Chain Lightning. She's got 150. Didn't she used to have like 400 mana?
It was something insane. You could actually cast it like 11 times or something.
Yeah,
I think when I first
remember
started playing.
Watching Chen's get this creep and just shove the mid lane, and I don't know what you do. 3 seems reasonable.
It was amazing it wasn't done more, frankly. It was definitely broken.
Yeah.
There was some code of honor that just stopped people from doing it, I guess. It's the only explanation I have.
I don't know.
Oh,
Pretty
Radiant's
cheesy.
middle
It had a pretty
tower's
long
under
cast
attack.
range too, so if it was a melee hero, you just couldn't really kill the harpy. Brutal.
Well, that net worth, it has flipped over. Kills mean nothing. In Dota 2, it seems. Now, mind you, XP is that big factor. Now it's a 2k XP lead. And I know my good friend Dota Plus is a big fan of XP leads versus gold leads.
Not today.
Not today. I believe it has TNC favored still right now, right?
Yep.
By 2%. Well, 4%, I suppose.
Uh-oh.
NA
This
math,
could be
you know.
the XP recovery. Nope. Kuro comes in.
Regeneration.
Ravel, he'll grab that
Dyer's
outpost,
bottom
and of course
tower's
down
under
bottom.
attack.
Radiant have already
Radiant's
secured.
middle tower is under attack.
And spread.
I'm concerned for the TNC Veno whenever it's not like top 3 net worth. And like he's 5th, and that's not terrible, but he's a long 5th. He's like 700 gold behind Weehaw, and this guy needs to be like really rich because now he can't play KP Veno style. He has to play I need a 4-staff in this game Veno. Like, it's not the boot to travel. Now, to be fair, I guess like the Plague Wards are more important this game in the actual team fights. It's not really like a big split push game for him here. He doesn't have any points in the Gale yet. He's just like focused on being active and engaged in the team fights to try and capitalize on the fact that they have this early game value of a Huskar and a Drow. So maybe he'll go like 4-staff Greaves because of that.
Damage on a mind control down bottom. Level 6 still has a purification. Should be okay.
Oh. Narrowly.
That multi-shot there. Yeah, this build on Veno is also really good for farming. I think that's part of where this gold difference is coming from, is that he's able to sit in the jungle and farm reasonably quickly. Even though Omni Knight's hanging around,
I mean, Omni's the lowest of this team.
he's got nothing.
Dominating
You know, he's
performance.
not really playing a 3 right now. Gabby, though, gonna get caught near the outpost. Should have plenty of damage, and it's a dead Drow.
Oh, he did
Does get the counter kill onto mind control, though.
the death throws there. I think MC still got the... Oh, no, he didn't get anything. I don't have the fight recap yet. Let's see. Did he get XP?
Nope. Not according to the recap.
I don't think it's popped yet, though. That's for the other kill.
Oh.
On the ABBA, I think. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So, again, ABBA was forced to, like, sit mid. So March is just trying to, like, protect Armel and help him get some farm versus the OD. But he's just free food to the OD whenever Weehaw feels like it. Listen to dropping their sanities on him.
Clean Optic is legit. I feel like every time I see that item drop, my eyes just light up a little and go, oh, yeah.
Oh, a DD rune will say, well, we'll take this a little early. I mean, it's not that bad. They already have the armlet, so it's definitely possible. There's no points in the curse, though. This might be one of those games where you'd be like, oh, that value point would have been pretty handy, dude.
They're going to get away with this, though. Enigma either seem unaware or not too concerned.
Kill Roshan!
There you go.
I mean, they did just ask for Sanity's march in the mid lane, so their ability to fight into that is going to be pretty weak. And it's actually not going to get a force staff there. KP, in unusual fashion, finishes the medallion after killing Roche, but just identifying that he can help protect his teammates from the Slark by using that medallion, and now he wants a Solar Crest after that too to just buff up his Huskar and his Drow.
Okay.
I wonder why he didn't get Force Staff. Is someone else getting Force Staff in time for the Slark, or are we just gonna fight it?
Drow's going for the Hurricane Pike.
Way to go!
And I think that's it for now.
Completely gone.
Home of the Dominator queued up for Venge. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe their thought process is that even if we get pounced, we're still just gonna be fighting anyway, so I don't need to free you, but...
just fortified their structures.
I don't know, pretty rough. Then again, you know, Huskar are notoriously susceptible to the physical, I suppose. Not that it really goes that way anymore. He's only got 38% magic resistance. The triple bracer makes him feel a little bit more like old Huskar.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Love Halberd though. Feel good items. Especially when you can grab it early on an armlet hero.
Dude, Sange is insane. Like, Sange is just crazy. That item feels so good on any strength core right now.
It's so easy to build. I completely agree.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gabby is being scouted out here by GH. It looks like Gabby knows. Yeah, he's gonna ping it. They got a ward here for sure. Good call from Gabby. Meanwhile, Miracle looking for farm in the back lines. They're cutting waves, scouting the fact that KP's behind that tower.
Middle tower is under attack.
And he's going to start pulling away here. The problem will be, what can TNT get done with its Aegis? Because I don't think Nigma have any real reason to fight them.
Fusel Blade on Slark, I think, has come out. So
yeah,
little item peak there. But yeah, not a huge incentive.
Well, how do you dive Venom, right? They're just going to do a toss. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, they hate
Avalanche toss on the Miracle.
Easy. Dude, that was sick. I did not see the haste rune. Dude, that was hype. So I'll hasten. I'm just going to instantly TP because I know that I'm going to take a bunch of damage and they're going to rotate one in. That was pretty cool.
It was a layup. The Miracle says, hey, let's just go for some stats. I want the Scotty. Give me an eye, baby.
In that time period, what did they get though? They got the top tower taken down. It looks like.
Mid and top now dead for Enigma. Double on GH now.
Well, I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about TNC right now. This feels like it's gonna be very precise to win this game. They need some real good team fights coming out now. And with that Sange
and a clumsy net, dude, get the hell out of here.
Oh, and Essence Ring? Okay, Essence Ring went from like bad item to like kind of busted item.
Oh, Dire, you gotta fortify them, their structures. Good work.
Yeah, OD is in a pretty good spot right now. I'm not gonna lie. I would be a little scared if I were TNC.
You should be.
Yeah, pass the net over to GH. They've gotten some great neutral items.
Now, I just want to point out that Huskar has 1/3 the mana of an OD with 2 points insanities. So just keep that in mind during the next team fight. Yeah. Oh, God.
Up.
Is he? I mean, he has the Aegis. They might not want to drop it. Oh, he's stacking that int though.
My thanks.
Things slowly moving. TNC really want to pick a fight, but they're being very cautious about how they go about it. Good positioning from Nigma as well, not really giving them an opening. And Nigma are not overreacting. They've got 2 heroes out in the lanes just continuing to pressure.
They don't have any catch though, as you can see. Like, this is why Disruptor feels kind of good in these lineups. Like, if they could have gotten a swap or something, like some of these heroes were just playing so close, but they have no way to punish that. Yeah. Okay, so it's a lot of green diamonds up top there for Enigma. The ultimates are there. Oh, this is scary. How much time's left on this Aegis? There's only 20 seconds left. This is a very scary time to fight.
Miracle. We go on the front line.
Oh, you know Enigma's timing this, dude. 10 seconds left on that Aegis. Weehaw's gonna dump on him.
Heavenly Grace.
6 seconds. Oh, dude, I'm all screwed.
Miracle needs to be a little careful. There's the ultimate.
Get him, Weehaw, go. Oh, here it comes. There it goes. Someone force staff me. Oh, they don't have any catch either the side of Nigma.
All right, there's the reset for Huskar. And TNC might just back out without the Aegis. I don't think they're nearly as confident. And there's the retreat.
I'm really glad I forced that. Because if you end up losing that Aegis on that high ground, then you are just going to get sanities and absolutely blown up.
Yep.
And now he has the halberd too, so another big improvement for the hero.
Certainly great against the OD. You mentioned the Ags with the Astrals. Mitigates it a little bit, but...
Oh, they got the Fangs on Huskar though. That's a nice item.
Great.
And KP, I noticed that he was saving his gold and he didn't, even though he bought the Crest recipe, he recognized that he needed Boots of Travel for bottom lane. So he stopped finishing it out on the ultimate orb and went back for the bots. Very annoying because of like the sunk cost fallacy going on, but I'm glad he didn't fall victim to it because he recognized that I don't need Solar Crest right now. I really need Boots of Travel.
Here comes Miracle though, double damage rune. This is scary, right in onto the Huskar. It's the Heavenly Grace. There's the setup.
He's just getting isolated right now.
They're going to break this fight up as the Swamp jumps in onto the back line. Swap from the Venge, the GA, but KP goes down. They've lost 2 on the side of TNC, and Miracle is not done yet. He jumps in onto Armel. Another Astral. Armel just cannot stack up the damage.
Oh, they can't even fight them, dude.
They can't do anything. It's going to be a clean sweep. A 5-0. Enigma completely roll over TNC. The OD Aghanims in full force here, but
with the Centaur boys, man. Just tab stun. Tab stun. Easy setups from the Astral. That was clinical. All right.
Dude, I feel like that's a team
Nigma,
fight
dude.
that I wish we could go back and watch in like half speed just to see the continual disruption. Like I want to watch that from Armel's perspective. I don't think he did anything.
No, it was very depressing. He
still did
got
5
Astral
damage, but
yeah. Yeah, that was a super sad fight. I mean, Drow did 400 damage that team fight. The Abba did more damage. By putting shields on people died.
Battle at the outpost. It's Miracle again in the front lines. This time OD uses the ultimate. 2 more heroes evaporate from the battlefield. Grab 1 more. Now Drow Ranger gets run down. This could be a quick game 3. 19-1 at 20 minutes.
Yeah. Nigma talked about this a lot in their interviews at the Minor, where they said they felt like they had a really good read on their enemy team's timings in a lot of these games, and that's why the PL was working out so well for them, is that they never panicked, and they always recognized what their timings were and when they were going to win the game, and just don't freak out. And that's what they did again. They didn't take any bad fights when they were in a slightly compromised position. Like this wasn't like an out-of-control Huskar Drow game, but they still had the ability to 5-man and start moving through lanes, and Nigma did not try and contest that. They just said, we know that once we have this Aghanims, the game's going to be really easy. Once Miracle's a couple items, piece of cake, and now he's going to be super beefy with a full Scotty. Nearly complete here, just 500 gold away.
Yeah, the Aghanims on OD definitely was a game changer. Enigma definitely played that really well. They were also smart enough to wait for a double damage rune to spawn before initiating, and that certainly made it a lot easier. I mean, Miracle was just jumping in the front line, doing big damage. There was no stopping that Slark.
Well, Crow really enjoyed that last team fight, and he said, you know what would be better than 2 Centaurs? I think I'm just going to get 4 Centaurs. So, you just Astral them, and I'll just chain stun them for 8 seconds after. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty good.
That sounds a little busted.
Yeah, I think he pulled the calculator out on that Harpy. It was just like, yeah, you did some stuff earlier on, but we've got bigger plans in store. We need to demoralize TNC with this victory. A win is not enough.
Will TNC get another kill? I kind of think they won't. I don't know if they have the burst damage to do it.
Yeah, I think against Chen and Omni Knight,
I really don't think they're gonna. They might pick off GH. That's the only thing I could see.
I could see GH making an aggressive play and sort of sacrificing himself to set up a good team fight or something like that.
The only problem is he can just TP unless there's a Venge swapping or stunning.
Yeah. He also has a Yules now, so he can afford to be pretty aggressive. They're going to jump in onto Armel. Toss out again. GH has been on point this game. Huskar doing everything he can as he makes it back up to the high ground. Miracle, not a fear in the world, gets to Heavenly Grace, jumps in. Now, Venno did get off an ultimate, and that will, I don't want to say scare them, but remind Enigma that, yes, indeed, there is a tier 2 tower here, so we're diving into an immune tier 3 as they find Armel again. Huskar sustaining until Weehaw starts landing the right clicks. Now OD needs to be a little bit careful. March, no borrowed time. Oh my, that's a Sanities, that's a dead KP, and it's a dead Gabby. GG, not another death on the side of Enigma, 25-1, a clinical finish for game 3. Enigma is here, and they are hungry for a win.
Man, they just like wrote down some timing, some items, and said, all right, until that, we're just not going to engage them. And that was definitely the play. Miracle did a great job.
One purchase.
Has is just as nice. He is pretty much a fast struggler, so he's not gonna feel too bad about it. He's also holding a skill point here. Not sure if he wants to wait to see if Magical overcommits to the net and maybe like a TP from the Lich, because they can kill the Lich. Lich has not the best HP, so if he gets overzealous and tries to go for a dive or anything like that, he could get very easily punished with a skill point to net.
Very fire. After he sees that Magical uses the stun, just going to TP out in front of him and then can get the jump back in with the poof afterwards. Haven't seen that much from Crit so far in this game. Does not have any more regen left. But he's just going to try and maybe spam for those instances if he gets a shot.
Yeah, has he got his courier coming? No, that's not his. That's Ramsey's courier. Maybe he can bum some regen, or maybe he's just going to give him the EXP.
Yo,
yeah, looks like
a scout? He's
blocking the camp. Yeah, he's blocking the camp. It's a little bit weird that he just let the Meepo get the rune, but I suppose you can't block the camp and get the rune at the same time, so you're picking one or the other.
Cool idea. A little miss on the clap there from Crit. Rubik is very fast already with these boots online. And Abed says, all right, block that camp and head off to the other side of the jungle. This does leave the Omni Knight alone, but it feels like Pasha is doing okay after that early little bit of a rough start.
I need to be a little bit careful because they do have, not Flight Hand, they have, Barrage, that's what I meant to say. The damage output is there.
Heavenly Grace has that status resistance. It's trying to live, but actually, Barrage switches over to the creeps at the end there. That means they cannot find the kill. It's a little play, and it does look like now runes trade off. Navi able to pick up 3 of them.
It's a really good rotation from the Lich. ETP's full well is suspended a lot of resources trying to kill Pasha. But there's basically no way they could have contested the top bounty. Like, absolutely not. So him just keep being there like that, it secures them the 2 top bounties because neither one of those heroes can go there. And luckily enough for them, they were also able to get one of the bottom ones. So nice little movement there. Stuff like that adds up, over time. Whenever your mid player makes a nice rotation like that. He's even going to get his bottle refill here from Pasha, so he's feeling good.
Misses out on a couple of creeps mid, but really not the end of the world at all. Crit manages to snipe that courier, level 3 right now, 2 up in the enchant. He wants to get another creep soon, but used the Harpy Stormcrafter to spam out as much as he could onto that Disruptor, who is relatively low now. To throw it on the kinetic field to stay alive for the moment. The tower shot switch over to Ramsey, and he is in a little bit of trouble as Crystallized keeps chasing, but they are not going to be able to have any mana or anything like that. that to turn it back.
Yeah, he got the tower de-aggro on the first try, so if he had gotten, you know, hit by the tower even 1 or 2 more times, we could have potentially seen a turnaround kill there, but nicely played, applying pressure, not giving away the kill. And the nice thing about Doom is, as long as you have a Devour going and stuff, you're gonna get all your health back.
1,000 gold lead right now for EG. Meepo, after getting those denies in his face early on, is definitely catching back up by virtue of the jungle and just being in lane at the same time. Or I thought that was the Meepo build, but that was actually the left track who stuff. It's the stomp and magical, trying to chase him down. Just need to be a little bit careful on crit. One of the few heroes that can actually burst through the enchantress, but she is quick enough that he does not manage to find that. He's gonna get stomped also, because why not?
Yeah, this is really good though. Like, people will oftentimes look at plays like this and be like, well, Crit's just kind of wasting his time, but the reality is he's wasting the mid player of the enemy team's time as well.
Right.
And that guy's time is much more valuable than yours. So whenever you can make him chase you for like 30 seconds or whatever, that's like 2 creep camps that you just can't kill now. And he's still getting hit by the centaur. Like, this is insanely annoying for a mid player.
Definitely. Do get the keen optic onto Flesh, which is a pretty nifty one. Mana regen, some cast range. Might pass that one over to Zayat, see how it goes. But Crit still just galloping around. Now teaming up together with the Doom. They could try and put some pressure onto this tower with the next creep camp spawning, as Navi is kind of playing a little bit more passively, I would say, in this game, it feels like.
Well, they do have to kind of wait a little bit. Like, if their left back isn't ready to attempt fights, they don't really have a whole lot in the way of damage. Like, they have an Omni Knight and they have a Naga. Like, neither one of these heroes really offer a lot of DPSs. Pasha's just gonna die here top again. But yeah, they kind of need the ledge to kill anyone.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The Arcane Ring for himself. Gonna try and clear through these creep camps, so he's gonna get super farmed pretty quick.
He is going for bots.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this, honestly. Like, I get that having bots on Lesh is like a super feel-good item because it means you never have to worry about mana. So what you do is you just like push a lane, you know, use your TP scroll to get back to base, spot back to a lane, you know, you keep playing the map over and over and over again. But I guess if your team really does need you that much, then bots could serve as another way of getting into fights. Because then you can be wherever you need to be, like, immediately. Yeah. Right? So from that perspective, I kind of love it. I just hope that it doesn't devolve into that thing where he's only playing side lanes, because that would just directly take away from his own Naga's farm. And Crystallize needs items if they want to win this game. So depending on how he uses it, I would say, we'll decide whether or not if it's useful.
Yeah, and I think that right now you're seeing that like acceleration towards that next item, I guess would be the hope, probably, as he did just clear another big creep camp there, stacked up 3 times. Now trying to set up on the top lane, but has to be careful. Ramses is right over there. Feels like they have an inkling this is going on, and Navi, see if they stick around. Trying to get this camp pull off here. Battling for the top outpost. I mean, EG definitely have the bottom one. I don't know if Abed and Field do anything to stop this. Ramses moves into position.
Dire's middle tower.
And it looks like they're just gonna get both.
This is odd, actually. Okay, they're going to TP the Disruptor in now. See if they try to go for a fight.
They go off the courier, not going to happen.
Gotcha.
Well, really, I mean, I guess that's a testament to the state of the game for Navi right now, right? You just can't take a fight, it feels like.
Yeah, they didn't have Static Storm. Their Naga doesn't even have Song skill, and I don't think that Crystallize really wants to be attending fights at the moment. It's just going to take a little bit of time for their lineup to get off the ground. The question is, you know, how much can EG get off of the map in that time? Because, you know, Abed's playing his signature neutral, and this is it's a game where all the cores of EG are just farming. They are all 3 top net worth, so it's scary.
Tower is under attack.
Been really, really good for
tower is under
EG,
attack.
and a lot carry back his magical Leshrac, who has to finish off his boots of travel now as they keep on backing up the camp. You know, EG's farming, but so too is magical. Now trying to get that item is going to be going to the Manta first. Here is take the other tier 1 tower. Only the mid tier 1 remains, but it's a bit of a smoke ink now. Disruptor and the Leshrac trying to find this Meepo jungling. This could be a big pick for them if they can get them in time.
They'll kill him, but I'm kind of curious as to what their follow-up is after they kill that hero, because they just lost to tier 1, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to kill this Meepo, and then what? There's no points. Well, I guess he does have Edict now, but if they kill him, because of where EG are on the map and the fact that none of them really had to use a TP to get here, they'll be able to defend the tier 1 for sure.
Yeah.
Like they can just TP there, and then these heroes are going to have to back. So this is just a kill for the sake of getting a kill, which is it's good against Meepo in particular because he does farm so fast. But it's also very likely to get punished if they don't do it very quickly and leave.
Dire's middle tower.
And even that being said, they don't even care. They're just going to kill the towers.
Oh no, this is the cool way to do it. I like this play. Yeah, they ping. They know what's going on.
Dire's middle tower.
I like that a lot more than going for the Meepo kill, to be honest.
Okay, sick. So that's the solution. Just smoke up and then sneak the tower.
Yeah, because your disruptor is sitting right there.
Right.
So if someone does TP, you just glimpse them immediately, or you storm them and kill them, depending on how big of a reaction EG want to put towards that tower. And that way you don't run the risk of being behind a tier 1 or a tier 2 looking for a kill that won't result in an objective. Whereas that play gives you an objective basically for free, and you made a good tower trade in a game where you're behind. So that's like the best of a bad situation.
What a mess.
So another Centaur here as EG continue to clamp down the screw map. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. 3 heroes up on the high ground, ready to jump if anybody shows up. They do have the Lesh back here. Maybe trying to bait it out, and oh, they could think about it. Do they go for him? Oh, wondering if they could bait a Doom, but no, they're not going to be able to.
Would have been a cool play though if he got it.
Yeah.
If he got the Doom.
So EG make that move and not able to actually even get the tower stand.
Well, their siege is pretty lackluster. Like, the only way they're killing a tower is if they have Hobbit. They, I believe, he's almost got E-Blade. So he's almost prepared to walk to a team fight. Then it's going to be like the Blink or the Hex or the Scotty, whatever dealer's choice, I suppose. I'm not really that big of a Meepo player, so I would normally think Blink, but maybe he wants more survivability, I'm not sure.
Well, and even each individual Meepo player, I feel like, plays such different ways. Like, I think that there's a Vietnamese Meepo player for 496 that goes like Shadowblade Manta some games, all sorts of crazy stuff. Zayat hides over in the trees here. They get out. 3,000 gold lead for EG, but another somewhat slow opening to the neither team really wanting to make aggressive moves. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that it feels like so often nowadays, if you take one bad fight in the early game, you just have to play from behind the whole rest of it. It's really easy just to throw away could even be a small lead.
It's because map control means so much in this patch. Like, the loss of the outposts, not being able to get your jungle items at good timing and having to wait like an extra couple of minutes to pick them up, especially when you're working towards like the tier 2 and the tier 3 items, because they actually do have quite a bit of influence. If you can't control any part of the map because you lost a really bad fight, the game feels so much harder to win. Like, a lot of people will complain about, oh, well, specific jungle items are just OP, but the reality is, if you're just controlling the game, those items are just going to be better to you no matter what, because the enemy team just simply can't get them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's a symptom of a larger problem too, which is that you're not the one getting those items.
Yeah.
That you don't have that map. All right, so trade off 1 for 1. Each team shows themselves they're not willing to give away any bad fight. Now another backup. Doom going for the BKB next. Gyrocopter also has his insight. It feels like that's going to be the timing that they try and look for, along with what looks to be a Scotty for Abed, who just wants to tank up and get really, really buff.
Yeah, the Scotty's always solid. Just gives all the Meepos a ton of HP, lots of damage. What is this Naga? Okay, so Chris like almost has Manta. Like, his overall farm is not that far behind the Meepo, but the longer this keeps going on, the further ahead the Meepo's gonna get, especially if he has a lot of the map to work with. And a little bit behind enemy lines here.
He got the
You get the His word's gonna die too. Yeah. This is the problem. Like the one downside to like super aggressive warding by yourself as a 5 is that if you do get spotted, your ward's almost 100% gonna die. Because it's like, why else would he be here if he wasn't gonna drop that ward?
There have been 3 kills in 16 minutes. What the hell?
I mean,
What's happening?
We were discussing during the draft like the downside of them not having that tiny, and this is the downside. Just nothing's happening for them. They're getting farmed. It's not like they're getting totally choked out of the map, but EG are, you know, slowly but surely getting ahead in terms of net worth. So eventually there's going to come a tipping point where EG are going to be able to fight, and Navi might not be ready.
They certainly won't be if they don't get those items online to deal with the BKBs, and I don't even know what that is necessarily, right? Like, I guess maybe you try and find like a song and blow up the supports or blow up people that are still BKB or something.
I don't think you can. Normally when you song to like counter a BKB, you need a right clicker on your team.
Right.
Who on Navi right clicks?
Yeah.
Like, even the Naga needs Riptide to really deal damage.
Yeah, it's it feels really have that Manta, but this play, this 16-minute push. Feeling spooky. Kasha, oh no, what you doing, my dude? You get stomped, chased down, the body blocks are out afterwards. Just like that, the song to try and get away. Okay, maybe a chance, a really big static storm, but is there going to be enough follow-up? I'm not sure if they're quite going to have it. They popped the GA as well on top of it, trying to burn through RTZ. They will find that kill, but Abed is so tanky. This is a hero that feels like an impossibility to kill, although Zayats has moved in now as well. They managed to hit the Doom off, but that's onto the ledge. He's already popped his ultimate. He's dealing a ton of damage to all these. He just wants to run down that one very low Abed Meepo, but he's no, not quite. They get the kill. Able to take him down, and now we'll follow up as Zayat tries to run and see if he can kill off Crit. Magical is super low. He needs to get away from that Enchantress, and he just wants to try and chase her down. Doesn't have that much mana. The catch is going to be there with the first split, and now the final finish as EG lose 5. What a bait.
It was the classic walk uphill into a trend. You hate to see it, you know? It happens to the best of us. The people thought far enough ahead to where it really didn't matter if he got hit by everything. EG do that one more time and we got a game on our hands. Because that's the type of fight where you're fighting on a location where the enemy team can immediately buy back and TP, and that's exactly what, you know, Ilias did. He just said, you know what, you're going to fight on my shrine. I'm just going to buy back after my static storm, which was great, by the way. A really nice setup by Crystallize, hitting 3 heroes, including a couple of those as well.
Where are you going?
That was probably about the best fight Navi were going to get.
Well, and it does sort of make things a little bit scary now because you don't have song for the Roche fight that's about to start up. This is a little bit spooky. They do have stack storm down potential if they want to go in for it. They're going to send in those illusions. Ramsey's trying to be that person up front and center. They drop down the static storm. Roche's game very low. They're trying to take this one down. Magical right into it. Beard, Caught, possibly going to get killed. They get a big split earth, but already they've gotten that Aegis Magical slowed down and going to be killed. Now the rest of Navi, they've stuck around a bit too long. Chain Frost bounces between the illusions and the Omni Knight, and they manage to get the kill. It's like that. EG, pull it back.
Yeah, honestly, I feel they should not have even tried to fight that. Just because, like you said, you know, not having the GA, not having the song, it was kind of like, looking at the vision, like, EG had the obs and the sentry down in the pit. They did have a sentry on the side of Navi, but they really couldn't see that much, so there was like a blind static storm with no follow-up, and it's like, that's just a symptom, I feel, of a not good play. Ramsey's going on Crystallize here in bot.
Get him. No way away, although they are trying to back rest the heroes moving into position. Omni Knight is there, has the purification, the Heavenly Grace afterwards, down, he gets the GA off, and now the turnaround coming yet again is Magical. Has his eyes on the Doom, needs to be careful about a Chain Frost, the pullback in comes, and now Abed showed up. That man still has the Aegis. Not a whole heck of a lot of mana on Magical, and they're just gonna TP out. Wait, no, they left him!
Oh my, he died there, dude. I would have been so sad.
I can't believe they didn't the net.
I don't think he was expecting the Naga to just walk away. That's one of those things where you're like, oh God, what? And then you just like try to net and, you know.
I mean, I think it's the right play too, though, because Naga didn't have her TP ready at that point.
Yeah.
If she dies right there, it's terrible.
Yeah, he had to run. That was cutting it close, though. My goodness.
Wow. All right. 20 minutes. It does feel like we have a game, but looming specter of the Meepo that's level 17, and man, some of these later talents, you look at it, the life steal, the 400 health, this hero becomes even more
You know,
a
Radiant's
monster.
bottom tower is under attack.
It does get kind of scary. There is a point, though, where things like static spawn and the ledge shutting and BKB are going to be enough to kind of like deal with the Meepo, especially when they have
Way
GA.
to go, Radiant.
So a lot of the time, what will happen is, even if you static spawn the Meepo when he can't move, if he's really far ahead, he'll just right-click you to death, and then he'll just heal through all the damage with Ransack, which is like 18, healing per hit, and you're hitting with their Meepos. It ends up being a lot of sustain. But because they have GA, if they use it correctly, and they can keep the Lesh alive until he's like, at least lower out of mana, they should have enough damage to kill him. And as long as they don't fight into the Aegis and like feed away a lot, I think that Navi is still very much in the game. It's just gonna be a scary like 5 to 10 minutes for them.
Well, yeah, you see this like win probability. There's this huge upswing, and then that fight around the Roche pit, where they decided to contest, it dropped off quite heavily, and now just a little bit to the favor of EG. Obviously, that doesn't tell the whole story of the game, but you can see the net worth, the experience. It's all swinging in that direction. These next couple minutes are going to be pivotal. How much can they get done with that Aegis? Still a minute and a half remain as Meepo is about to finish off his Scotty now. He leaves one Meepo behind up top here. And it's not like there's an easy way to burst him either. Like maybe catching him out of position, but even that, like you need magical, you need the extra bit of control you get with the Disruptor.
Yeah, honestly, this game is actually quite close. Think of like even inventories. I would probably favor the team with the Naga, just because her team fight utility is better. She has very, very high single target damage output too, especially with like all the clones on someone with the Riptides going and the Diffusal Blade. But they need to defend their 2-3. Probably wouldn't just let us rest out.
Scary. Arteezy's in the back, ready to jump. They have magical up front and center. Not a whole heck of a lot of control though, as they're starting to bring him down. Still 50 seconds left on this Aegis, and Magical finds the stun, but he's in some trouble. Has to back away. They do get the lift back now onto the Doom, and Magical's gonna head back to try and regen his mana fully as Abed's ready to continue this push. Still sitting there with the Aegis. They have the split earth again. The glimpse back pulls onto the Doom with the kinetic field catching this Abed Epo. They want to try and bring him down, throwing the nets from afar. Keeps him alive for now. Ramsey's still controlled for the moment. They turn now onto Pasha, forced to pop that GA. Does not have shots coming through as well. But a good bit to the Omni Knight, who is eventually going to go down. So they can't really chase this one super effectively. They want to try and find Ramsey's. They get the glimpse back again onto Abed. And Magical now seeing if they can burst through this. 8 seconds left. But as it expires, it looks like EG are going to get away scot-free.
Yeah, they did get a tier 3 and almost a range Rax. The range Rax top actually has 1 health. It just has 1. So I guess Crystallize didn't really want to fight into the Aegis and just thought that his team, would be able to hold for a while. And they did kind of stall it out. They lost 1 Rax, but I mean, 1 melee at 24 minutes isn't an enormous deal. The bigger are going to lose their Shrine. Like, I actually care more about the Shrine in a game like this than I do about having bottom Rax, mainly because the next Roche is pretty much going to decide the game. Like, if EG get it and nothing happens right now and the next Roshan spawn, then this game is probably just going to be over for Navi. So something needs to happen on the map.
Well, and I guess the other thing that you could look at here is, like, if Navi are somehow able to push out across the map and steal that Shrine away from EG, that could even things up a little bit here as well. Definitely something to watch for. Disruptor, I see a Philosopher's Stone on him, so he's trying to get into that Aghanim Scepter, which can make all the difference in the world. And another thing that makes all the difference in the world, Repair Kit on Navi. Save the day.
Oh, Radiant's top
It could be enough to stall a push. I mean, that's one of the most powerful jungle items. Just like It's insanely good.
Oh, Radiant's
Every time someone walks up to a tower and they see a repair kit, I don't know about you, but I can immediately go, yep, I'm leaving. Just get me out. I don't want this. If it didn't multi-shot, it would probably be a bit more reasonable.
Yeah.
But because it just destroys your creep waves on top of healing, it's
Dire's
just,
bottom tower is under
it's a
attack.
tough one to deal with.
Well, and you can see the strength of Naga Siren right now trying to push out these side lanes
Oh,
while
boy,
the
Dire's bottom tower's getting
pressure's
hit.
coming on the other side of the map. So they lose their tier 2, Navi do. EG able to take that one up top. Navi pushing down on the bottom side. And you can see that EG just playing around this side of the map. Not only do they not want to give up the high ground on Navi's side of the river, but they're not giving up that shrine of their own either.
Yeah, they understand the importance of maintaining the shrine for the next Roshan. Anytime you have a Meepo or a Oscar or a TA, like Aegis timings are very important because the heroes need to be playing for meta. Like all of those heroes have like farm accelerants, or they play a lane very well and get ahead in space by being able to just like crush their opponent. And then you want to keep that advantage by getting Roshan and then using that Aegis to get Rex. That's like kind of how you play the heroes, because in the late game, they kind of fall off. Like Meepo becomes this hero that's still very tanky but doesn't really do enough damage. You get saving items out like Force Staffs and things like that, and then the chain nets don't really matter as much, and TA is kind of the same. So eventually, like the Meepo does start to become a little bit weaker in regards to like other heroes like Naga and like the Leshrac. But we're not quite there yet. Needs more time.
Navi playing for time, EG playing for Roche.
Whoa,
And it's a
Dire's
middle of the road
bottom
spawn, a
tower's
minute
under
and a half away.
Oh, great.
So
Dire's
there,
bottom tower just
Meepo
got
trying to
destroyed.
stack up Scotties.
Oh, Radiant's top
Has a
tower's
second
under
one in the
attack.
works while Naga Siren finishes her own. Crystallize opting for the tank route.
Yeah, Abed knows he's going to be the target of a lot of spells this game. Like he's going to eat every static storm. It's just going to happen. Make sure of like how the lineups play. He's going to be standing in front with his Doom, and then if he's hitting a building, he's eating every spell.
8,000 gold lead for EG as they're farming more efficiently around the map, but middle lane, they find themselves one. Shiva's guard already out, magical, pops the BKB, trying to blow up Ramses, but with his own BKB, they're not going to be able to make that happen. Now RTZ in a little bit of trouble. He has BKB, but doesn't want to use it, and now Song of the Siren follow-up. This is really bad for EG as they've already lost their carry. He does not have any form of buyback. They're going to bring in the rest of the meatballs, but the ginormous stun comes out and they're getting eviscerated here. So much damage to E-Blade, trying to keep him alive just barely. Is it going to be enough though? Abed dropping low and going to fall. Crit trying to keep his buddy alive as Ramses is also just barely walking away. Crystallized down so freaking low. The impetus shot is going to be able to take him out. Now Zayat also going down the tail of the two supports from EG, trying their best to salvage this disaster of a fight as they
Oh my God, the miss.
right the stop and the miss uphill. They're gonna be able to make it happen. Ilias walks away. This is a real freaking embarrassment indeed. As Zayat is backing out, Fly trying to make it happen. The Frost armor keeping himself alive. They're even throwing out the little Hadoukens from the Satyr Tormentor. And unreal. What the hell?
There were so many oofs in that team fight. I can't even list them all. It was actually insane. The Meepo poofed in to the Static Storm, like all of his Meepos. Leshrac turned his Pulse Nova off before he got doomed, so he didn't get like the few extra ticks that it would have taken. I mean, I guess he was low on mana.
Right.
But he probably would have killed the Meepo a lot faster if he had gotten that one off. Arteezy just didn't BKB.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. That's... If he BKB there, EG crushed them. Like... Not even a question. They just destroy that fight. Fortunately, the timing is going to work out in a way where they're going to be able to walk right back to the road pit, and GA is going to be down, and so is Song for 20 seconds. So this is still going to end up being an EG-favored move, just simply because they, again, have their shrine, and Navi doesn't, so it's going to take him a bit longer to get back into position, and that means that EG will end up getting the Roshan. No contest coming out from Navi. But that's just because of the moves they made earlier in the game. So the decisions earlier are carrying them after they did some very questionable stuff right there.
Was that just the second rush? I thought it was the third.
No, it was the second.
Well, so far, EG now up 8,000 gold I mean, and I guess that's the thing, is that at that point, EG are like, all right, if they use everything on us, fine, whatever. We'll take the fight and then we'll be able to get Aegis, which maybe is more important. But does mean that now we're in a position where Navi have to hold out again. But Naga is stronger. They've got the repair kit. They've got ways to stop this push, it feels like. EG need to come up with some answers.
Well, they are getting a little bit further ahead just by, nature again of killing the Shrine earlier. And the idea of taking the fight is correct from EG. Like the overall game plan means more right now than how they executed the fight. Right. I think that's what we can take away from it. Like their idea was great. Execution, and then it worked out into another Aegis, which is hopefully going to result for them at least in another Rax.
You know, the other thing that they stole, I didn't realize, Zayat has Frost Shield now. So this tower put...
Yeah, he stole it in the last fight when they were doing that little, Benny Hill stuff around where the Dagger Ward is right now.
All right, repair kit glyph available for them as well. All of the missiles and the Frost Shield going. They're trying to keep this alive. And it looks like they're going to pull back. To the Doom. They got another round if they want to go for it. The Frost Shield comes out. They still can't kill this thing off quite yet. But Doom is dropping. Ramsey has to put the BKB and walk away. And they can't take the tower. It's too much bold. Can they pull him back in? That's Meepo again isolated, down relatively low. The Static Storm not enough to kill him off. With that repair kit still back at his tower. Feels like it's dealt the best damage in this fight so far, as now they're going to take some more right clicks coming in from it, but they hold on.
This repair kit is actually carrying them. It's actually saving their game. If they didn't have this item, they would actually get Rax here like 10 times out of 10.
He's two of them throughout the duration of that.
Yeah, that's actually the only neutral item or only item, I should say, that could have saved them there.
Yeah, nuts.
Because it's not even about the fact that the tower just is super tanky. It's the fact that it killed the wave. Mm-hmm. Like, it kept multi-shotting, and it killed the cart. It killed everything. So then they had to back off and, go for a reset, and that gives it time to heal.
Yo, the other thing, we've got a telescope on Disruptor, but more importantly, he's 500 gold away from the Aghanims. This Philosopher's Stone paying off in this game. Now in a position to possibly make a game-winning play if they could get a nice song set.
Yeah, the song into Static Storm is something that you're going to have to be very wary of. And it makes BKB timing really hard, right? Because you don't just want a BKB because you think the Naga's going to song.
Right.
Like, that's such a horrible feeling as a core player to see that combination of items and go, well, if I don't BKB, I'm dead. And if I BKB, I'm dead. So it's not the best. But we'll see if they're able to hold it again.
No glyph again. They pull him back in. Magical, not quite 20 for that full scope of damage if they wanted to get it, but Meepo dropping low. Aegis is still going to be there, so he's coming back in a second. I think he's going to respond further in the back because he kept his main Meepo away from the rest, but they get the glimpse back in onto Arteezy. Does have BKB, but not feeling the need for it. Aghanims is there for Disruptor. Got to be careful. Crystallize could go in for the big song play if they want to go for the opening, but they just drop Static Storm down on the gyro. No chance or possibility for him to BKB away. And also the Doom is in trouble. The big splitter comes through in a second. Can they find it? Crystallize going to be able to pop that one now. Ramsey's still there in the Doom. They're looking for the perfect setup. And they find it. Splitter connects onto all of those meepos, bringing them low. The Doom is there, but the Leshrac, the pony, is already dealing the damage. Crit in the back line. Completely destroyed Leshrac, but now he is going to be left to his own devices as the rest of EG is either left or is dead, and they find another kill. Navi fighting back in a beautiful way.
So, Lyrical, let me pick your brain for a second, because I want to hear your honest opinion here.
All right, tell me.
At what point do you see the repair kit and just go, let's just push mid?
You know, I think right away, maybe.
Because I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, you got the ward set up, right? You got that really nice high ground vision where the outpost used to be for Navi. You see the repair kit use is another tier 3. Why do you not just swap to mid and make them use another charge, right?
Yeah.
Because the only reason they held that one is because they still had one charge left.
Yeah.
But if you go from top to mid because you see they have the repair kit and you force 2 charges right away, then your next push will probably work. That's all I'm saying.
You know, the other thing is, Hyatt. Oh, they found the Lich again. They got him caught and do have another seal if they want to use it, or he can just keep a hold of that missile. Navi suddenly striking on all cylinders, and
Look how much money this disruptor has all of a sudden. He just got his eggs.
He's a monster.
This guy has got, like, I don't know. His investments matured very quickly, we'll say that.
And this is going to be a problem for the rest of the game. Not only just, you know, dealing with the song into the static storm, but just the straight up static storm. Like, that's what happened earlier. They just blew him up.
Yeah, I mean, that reveal of the Aghanims was the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because you got an Ags reveal on a core, and it catches you by surprise. That's the whole point, is you don't know that the guy has the Aghanim. So you think that you're fine because you can just BKB, but then you get hit by the storm, and there's no way you can buy back and be at that engagement because it's too far. So that's like the best case scenario for them. They're going to find Ramses here. No static storm, so he should be able to just BKB and run if he needs to. Not even going to have to expend the charge.
Well,
yeah.
Is this the point now where you feel like Naga can just take over the game? Like, how concerned
absolutely.
are you if you're EG?
I think Meepo is already kind of like running out of gas. Like, we saw how easily he kind of got kited there. He's got his 2 Scotties and his E-Blade. It's not like he doesn't have farm. It's just that Meepo wants to be like 1 or 2 items ahead, and they're going to try and fly in the exact same spot again, I guess. Yeah, this seems like something that we've witnessed once or twice.
And now Ramses might have to BKB for that one. Turns around with the Doom, not able to keep the vision, or decides that he does not want to go for it. Was a Heavenly Grace on him, so not status resistance. And they actually dropped a Dragon Scale too, so we'll just pick. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to Doom there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the Reddit post. Repair kit OP, please nerf. EG lose to repair kit. But in all honesty, they really should have just went mid. Like,
or bottom.
It's what
Cut down to size, and they're gone.
Yeah. And it's easier in hindsight, and it's easier when you're watching the game. But that's the one left takeaway from this, is that if you're in that position where you're so strong that you're just controlling the map, it's a free rotation to mid. It's not like they're gonna kill you on the 2-second run it takes you to get there.
Right. Well, and I think that it's also particularly harder to do it against a disruptor, like you're saying, that like can just pull you back in. And there were multiple times where it felt like they were trying to disengage, but did not end up happening in the end, as Abed just E-Blades a creep. You know, got to use it for something. I also would say that the Philosopher's Stone for the disruptor made a huge difference. Like, the fact that he was able to get this Aghanims this much quicker is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, not having that item means that our TZ walks away, and then who knows what happens.
And then they pull him back in again. They've got this Doom in the static storm. No answer at all. They've also netted Arteezy, trying to save that BKB if at all possible. He's getting brought down real freaking low. Pops the cheese, tries to live. And now a stun comes out onto Meepo. The Chain Frost bouncing between the two of them, but they get to pull back in another round of it. Can they kill off this hero in time? Crystallize getting brought down very low, but Magical is the big bad boss in the midst. They get the kill onto Abed, and now chasing Wolf for more. And again, the BKB was not able to solve the gyrocopter's problems. Fly is gonna die. They're buying back, trying to hold on in this game number 1. EG do not want to drop down to the lower part of this GSL bracket. But Navi are the ones that are looking large and in charge here. So if they wanted, they can just back out for Roche, or even just go for more here.
Yeah, there's no reason really for them to back it or buyback. I think as soon as well, they have Song too, right?
Yeah.
And they know that BKBs are on CD for a little while. So there's no reason for them to leave.
Well, Magical sticks around there. As the Diabolic Edicts continuing to run, the Nagasaran Illusions going in there.
my pension.
Was the biggest, what's the word? He was impressive. Like, his TA matchup against Abed, he crushed him. Like, solo killed him 2 times. You know, they did end up losing that game, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily because of anything that he did, at least in the early laning phase. So, like, his laning has been solid. His decision-making, like, itemization, I kind of was questioning the bots, but they ended up working out. You know, he was able to be in the spots that he needed to be, and he's been pretty much the one who's dealing with the Meepo, more or less. Like, he's the guy who killed him.
Crystallized.
Oh, that relic is really nice.
8,000 gold on a Naga Siren. He is so stacked. Oh, geez.
Yeah, he's living large.
Player. How do you feel about Telescope as an item?
Oh, it's amazing.
Love it.
It's actually incredible. Like, having the scan CD alone is crazy, especially in competitive games, because, you know, you go from, what is it, like the 7 minute or something like that to 3.5. Like, scans are really important. It helps you get picks, it helps you utilize smoke, being able to, you know, start a fight on your own terms, knowing where the enemy is. It can get you an objective, Roshan, like tons of things. And plus, like, the added value of having the attack and cast range bonus.
Look at this slow beatdown. They're just trying to stop it, but they finally get the enchant back up. And, well, 2 more come in. Give me your range tracks. Oh, dude, that is so freaking demoralizing.
It's an obvious
Dirty.
Yeah, I'm not sure what EG can really do at this point. When you're trapping your base as these heroes, it's even worse, right? Because you're not able to really utilize any of the stuff you want. Like, General can platform, Meepo can obviously platform, but you can't do that when you're stuck on your Hydra.
And Ramses, yet again, going to be the sacrificial lamb going to the wolves that is Navi as they chase forward, has the Diabolic Edict explosions as well. They disarm him, they're going to turn it back around and find the kill on a gyrocopter. No buyback for 2 minutes. Magical all alone, but it doesn't really matter. This man has the Aegis, and now the turnaround is going to come again as they're looking for the follow-up stomp. Going to connect here onto the Meepo. Do they time it right? Magical